Optimizing supply chain system in textile industry. Abstract supply chain management is a process of supplying the finished products to the customers through the various stages, starting with procurement of raw materials to delivering the finished product to the customer. The stages in supply chain have been flexible over the years, with industries trying increasing their profit by optimizing the process. This project deals with optimizing the supply chain process in a textile industry by comparing the orders given by two industries based in Spain and Netherlands respectively. The current transportation route is studied and then optimal route is given using the software. The results obtained in both the scenarios are used to create an optimized model. Keywords: supply chain, Shakti Textiles, career, Bhamasandra, transportation, ordering types, operations research. Introduction. Supply chain management is the oversight of materials, information, and finances as they move in a process from supplier to consumer. It involves coordinating and integrating these flows both within and among companies. It is said that the ultimate goal of any effective supply chain management system is to make products available when needed. Manufacture. The information flow. The finances flow. The factors which determine the efficiency of logistics are as follows. Cost of transportation of products between the partners. The time accuracy with which the product is being delivered. Literature review. Journal, A Study on Supply Chain Collaboration in Textile Industry, November 17, 2018. Authors, Dr. Swaminathan.R., Dr. Kannan. V. Dr. Vanatha.R., S. Sasikala. The main aim of the study is to identify the factors influencing supply chain collaboration and the reasons for the textile units to implement the supply chain collaboration. Journal, Supply Chain Planning, A Quantitative Comparison Between Lean and Info-Sharing Models, August 26, 2018. Authors, Matteo Rossini, Alberto Portioli. This article compares Lean and Info. Supplier, distributor, retailer, customer. Sharing approaches as SCP models, with the aim of allowing a better understanding of pros and cons of each of them and to identify under which condition info sharing is better, and when, on the contrary, Lean is better. Journal, Indian Textile Industry. Supply chain management flows can be divided into three main flows. The product flow. Opportunities, Challenges and Suggestions, May 4, 2018. Authors, Satish Kumar R. The paper tries to provide insights into the Indian textile industry. The article attempts to explain the opportunities, challenges and suggestions. Journal, Supply Chain Management in Textile Sector, A Sequential Process, August 2017. Authors, Priyancharaparya. This journal focuses on supply chain collaboration in apparel industry, supply chain visibility, logistical challenges in textile supply chain such as weak points at manufacturer, weak points at distributor, weak points at retail store, backstore, weak points at sales office, and evolving customer needs. Journal, A Comparative Study of the Supply Chain Key Factors Differentiated by Nearshore Manufacturing, 24-27 May 2017. Authors, Shahriar Mahmood, Hannah Kropsova-Apare, Pekhak S. The exclusivity of this research is to examine the significance of nearshore manufacturing and point out the important considerations in different cases. In particular, it has taken into consideration also the complicacy of textile supply chain for selecting the key factor. Problem definition. Upon our understanding of supply chain in Shakti Textiles, a small-scale industry, we have come up with following possible problems. There are two types of order from two different customers of Shakti Textiles. We have studied the process of functioning for both these order types. It is important that the industry focus on the order type which generate more profit. The transportation of the raw materials and finished goods takes a complex route. It is therefore Shakti Textiles overview on the industry. Shakti Textiles is a small-scale industry which is located in Bomanahalli, Bengaluru. The industry was established on November 17, 2003. They manufacture home furnishing textile products like kitchen towels, curtains, cushions, cushion cover, tablecloth etc. It currently operates with a turnover of 100 million INR per annum. In the initial couple of years the industry produced home furnishing textile products which were sold within the country. But later they started exporting their products. Their products were initially sold in United States of America but it didn't last long. Later, they started to export their products in European countries. Currently they export their products mostly to Spain and Netherlands. The two main customers of Shakti Textiles are El Corte Inglés from Spain, Leenbakker from Netherlands. El Corte Inglés ordering type. El Corte Inglés is a Spanish company which imports home furnishing textile products or sell in their showroom. In India, they place their order through one of its agent. The buying house now has two roles to play. They have to circulate the order details other than the cost to all the companies in India. They have to select the industry which would obtain the entire order for El Corte. This selection is based on the cost which the industry is demanding, the quality of the product and the ability to deliver the order on time. They have to inspect the entire order after its manufacturing before dispatching it to the Spain. The industries have to send a sample of the product to the buying house. Based on the quality of the sample and the other parameters, the entire order is given to the industry. The entire flow of information and the products can be understood by the figure 3. Important to simplify the route with possible adjustments in order to decrease the logistics cost. Agent buying house. Shakti Textiles. El Corte. The methodology employed for this project is as follows. Explorative research. Data collection and analysis. Model development. Leenbakker ordering type. Leenbakker has completely different approach when it comes to placing order of product from Shakti Textiles. Leenbakker contacts an agent and shares all the details necessary. The entire setup can be understood through figure 2. Agent Shakti Textiles Leenbakker. Process involved in manufacturing. There are 9 steps in manufacturing a kitchen towel. Shakti Textiles doesn't perform all the activities in the manufacturing. The sequence of process is shown in figure 5.1. It procures the raw materials from mills of Karur. The dyeing process takes place in Madiwala, Bengaluru, and the printing takes place in Bomasandra, Bengaluru. Procuring raw material. Fabrication of the cloth. Printing process. Data comparison. The data for El Corte ordering type is plotted on the Pareto chart which is shown in figure 5. Cutting and sticking to the given dimensions. Ironing of the product. Packing and labeling of products into sets. Inspection. Packaging into box. Dispatching the product to Europe. Comparing the two order types. El Corte and Leen Corte have different ways of placing their orders. The cost of producing the same product would obviously be different for these buyers. The main difference is seen as the inclusion of an extra stage in supply chain which is called as buying house. Due to this the cost of transportation increases for El Corte. Also, the buying house inspects the products before dispatching it, hence the cost of inspection also increases. These two parameters add extra manufacturing cost for El Corte. Following which plotted Pareto chart has been plotted using Tableau software for analysis since visualization are easier to understand than plain numbers. Leenbakker Pareto chart. The data for Leenbakker ordering type is plotted on the Pareto chart which is shown in Fig 6. Transportation route. Present transportation route. The series of the raw material flow can be understood from the following flow diagram represented in figure 2. Source to destination. D. The salesman has to travel all the cities only once. The starting and the finishing city/point of the travel should be the same. Lingo has been used to verify the answer obtained in manual method. Manual method. The first point should be Karur since it is from this place that the raw materials are procured. So, the remaining process can take place only if the raw materials are procured. The 4 places where the truck has to travel are, Karur, K, to procure raw materials. Mehdiwala, M, for dyeing process. Bhamasandra, B, for printing process. From the above reassignment, we get an optimum route, which is Karur Bhamasandra Mehdiwala. Shakti Textiles Karur. Using Lingo software. Lingo is a comprehensive tool designed to make building and solving linear, nonlinear, convex and non-convex/global, quadratic, quadratically constrained, second-order cone, semi-definite, stochastic and integer optimization models faster, easier and more efficient. Lingo provides a completely integrated package that includes a powerful language for expressing optimization models, a full-featured environment for building and editing problems, and a set of fast built-in solvers. The recently released Lingo 18.0 includes a number of significant enhancements and new features. Key benefits of Lingo: easy model expression, convenient data options, powerful solvers, solution obtained. From the software, we got the optimum solution as Karur A Bhamasandra A Mehdiwala A Shakti Textiles A Karur. This is the same route which we got by solving the problem by manual method. 1.1 Insights on the solution obtained. There are few important inferences which are drawn from the solution obtained. They are as follows. From the above route, we can observe that the truck first goes to Bhamasandra and then to Mehdiwala. But, by the sequential process of manufacturing, the raw material should first be dyed in Mehdiwala and then printing should take place in Bhamasandra. Hence the optimal route would now change as Karur A Mehdiwala A Bhamasandra A Shakti Textiles A Karur. Secondly, if the dyeing process takes place in Karur itself from where the raw materials are bought, then dyeing of cloth in Mehdiwala can be skipped. Then, the new optimal route would be Karur A Bhamasandra A Shakti Textiles A Karur. However, this would change the dynamics of the industry for some time, but then this would only prove to be profitable for the entire industry on a long run. The third important insight to be noticed is that in the current scenario the staff of the Shakti Textiles inspects the raw material after dyeing and printing process. But, this would not be possible in the current new optimal route. The industry can thus sign a bond with dyeing and printing industry that they would have to be paid for any damage in the raw materials. They can also assign couple of trustworthy employees to regularly go and check the raw material condition as and when the raw materials arrive for dyeing and printing in their respective industries. The next and very important insight which we have overseen all this while is that the starting and closing points of the travel should be the same. But, in this case of manufacturing kitchen towel, the starting point is Karur from where raw materials have been procured, and the finishing point is Tuticorin seaport, which is also known as Thoothukudi seaport. However, we assume that the finishing point is Karur in the traveling salesman problem. However, it so happens that the route to Thoothukudi seaport from Bengaluru is via Karur. So we can assume that the truck loaded with the finished good halts at Karur and finishes one complete loop as conditioned by the traveling salesman problem. Thus we can say that there are one complete loop and then there is one-way route from Karur to Thoothukudi seaport. The figure 8 shows the route from Bengaluru to Thoothukudi via Karur. Results and analysis. The total cost for producing 1 unit of kitchen towel cost is 51.55 INR for El Corte ordering type and 49.7 INR for Leanbacker ordering type. This comparison is done by developing Pareto chart using Tableau software. The increase in cost of manufacturing for El Corte is because of the increase in the cost for inspection and transportation. This is because of the presence of an extra supply chain stage called as buying house. Thus, with the increase in a supply chain stage, the cost of manufacturing increases. The transportation route employed currently in Shakti Textiles is very inefficient and thus reduces the profitability. The distance traveled throughout the completion of the order is 1,810 kilometers. It currently costs 45,200 INR for transportation in one complete order. We have developed, using Lingo software, a new optimal route which is as follows. Career A Bhamasandra A Shakti Textiles A. Career. For this route, the total gross distance traveled is 1,600 kilometers, and for this distance the cost of transportation would be 40,000 INR. Conclusion. Supply chain is the core for any manufacturing sector. It is therefore one of the most important function which has to be efficient. Shakti Textiles is a small-scale industry which manufactures home furnishing products and exports it to countries of Europe. On understanding the entire process in which it functioned to manufacture a kitchen towel, we found two areas where some improvements could have been done. Firstly, there were two ways in which Shakti Textiles were getting the order. One of them included an extra stage in the supply chain. So, we suggest that the industry tries to get orders directly from the customer and through some buying house. Secondly, the industry operates in a very basic transportation route which could be optimized. We determined an optimum route both manually and using Lingo software. There was reduction in the new transportation cost when compared to old transportation cost. Intangible benefits are often given more priority when compared to tangible benefits. By the use of new transportation route, the industry not just reduces the transportation cost but also speeds up the process. The time to complete the order is reduced and the stress level of the employees is also reduced. The best model which Shakti Textiles could adopt is receiving orders through lean backer ordering type and using the new optimal route as shown in earlier section. Future scope. Currently, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the entire business is shut down. The only thing which is still functional is supply chain. Though, this is only for the essential items. The exports of the apparel industry in India reduced by 91% in April 2020. This is a serious concern as situations similar to this might arise in future too. The first approach would be maintaining a safety stock inventory of raw material which is being procured from the neighboring state. This ensures that the industry can function if the interstate transportation is stopped. Situations like these would be difficult and would impact the revenue of the industry. So, the industry should be flexible and would be open to manufacture products which would be appropriate in those situations. These products can be face masks, hand gloves, etc. It should be noted that it would be futile to manufacture something which completely new to them. It is also necessary for the industry to keep in constant touch with its buyers since the difficult situations would subside one day. They would not like carry a burden of losing their customers.